fair in between all the dracs and everything else I've been kind of playing around with. I found a really interesting deal on Walmart.com. Essentially, I've been looking for a kind of a suitable substitute and everything else to kind of go along with the Bebop I'm trying to use for doing footage and being able to do map testing and flying a course, being able to do follow me. But I came across this and I'm like, man, these things have gotten really cheap. But I picked up one of these for about $549 on the Walmart site. Compared to what they used to sell for. I took a look at all the videos they've got now. Those are all from 4 years ago, and the fact that I got this as an open box deal, I went to open up the box and the original tape was still on it, and I'm like, at least that's what it looked like, because it looked like it hadn't been messed with. The box looked like it had been sitting on the shelf for a while. As soon as I opened it up, everything was there. I checked out the batteries. The batteries are in still really good shape. I had to actually go on and find out how to operate the DJI equipment, because I have never operated any of the transmitters, the quadcopter, the goggles, or anything like that. Didn't realize it's a single push and then you just hold it down, activate everything. Turns out everything worked right out of the box. The video, everything, I came up with a DJI Fly app. I'm like, just like they were saying, I was like, yeah, even with the airspace limitations at my house, it allowed me to be able to basically take off and do a simple hop right there in the normal mode. This thing, man, it worked awesome. It just needed the compass calibration. So I did the usual thing I do with the DJI, the NASA M-V2 when I'm doing the calibration on that. You know, I do the typical horizontal spin, and then you point it straight down and then do the roll. Man, I was gonna say it took off right away. Just activate the same way as you normally do with the NASA M. You just kind of do the sticks down that way and it just turned right on. I'm like, wow. I've been going through all the videos trying to figure out how this thing is going to work with all these buttons right here. So since I've been flying air mode for a while, I think there was something you have to go on here and actually activate the manual mode to be able to fly in air mode. I still haven't gone through and gotten this to where it flies like my regular quadcopter. Because now I've gotten to flying air mode so much over the last 3 or 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, I don't know. I'll eventually go ahead and get to it, but for the most part, as much range as you can get out of it. I mean, this is it's going to be definitely a little bit of fun to play around with. Gonna see what happens. We've got some planes up there. I'm only going to be just kind of keeping it down below the trees like you usually do. Go ahead and have some fun. That's a remote idea. I really haven't seen about activating that just yet and everything, because essentially it's supposed to be a free field. It just doesn't show up on the apps and everything showing where all the FRIA sites are, even though the application's already been applied for, it's been accepted, but I'm not quite sure why it hasn't shown up unless it's under certain circumstances for the Fort Nugent field. But yeah, let me go ahead and get this thing going. I'm really looking forward to doing this here. Yeah, as for the DJI FPV 4K, like, well, I've been just kind of going through it for the last day or so, just having a lot of fun just figuring out how everything works. Being it's my first official DJI quadcopter, I might as well go for the gusto and get something that actually has from what I've kind of felt at yesterday after operating just in the backyard, it did kind of feel like it's a good crossover between my other one, the Bebop, or let's say my giant quadcopter, which does the basically the granule spreading. Seems to me that it'll stay in place. It locks in. From what I showed, 20 satellites. I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty good positioning right there. And the home position, it came up on the screen. It was absolutely beautiful. And I even went down yesterday and picked up 2 memory cards. So I've got 228 gig cards, which will give me plenty of time to record for in case something happens to the quad itself and the footage coming off of there. Well, let's go have some fun. Alright, first things first. There we go. Just like that. Alright. There we go. I can even just put this in here. Let's see. Yep. The old DJI, and all of a sudden, boom, it shows up all the, oh my god, man. I absolutely love this DJI video. After the first time actually seeing it, there you go. I say check propeller installation, you haven't messed with them. Alright, okay. Alright, there we go. And immediately it comes up with the enhanced warning zone because supposedly the Class C airspace is really close by, but because this field is like right on the border of it, it's not exactly in it, as what happens with my house where I have to go on the app and everything else and go ahead and release it. So I don't know, I may have to plug in my phone, we'll see. Otherwise it's almost like it doesn't want you to, okay, there it goes. Agree to bear all responsibilities related to flying within this area. Yeah. Okay. Aircraft in enhanced warning zone, fly with caution. So yeah, it's allowing me to basically do that. I've got the remote ID error, which means I have to take and activate the remote ID. Actually, let me see if I can do that here. Safety, control. There it goes, the DJI Fly. Okay. Yeah, now see, that's the problem. I was thinking that's the reason why I kind of grabbed everything. I did bring the... Ah, there it is. So I guess the only way you can officially fly with this crazy thing is if you bring up the airborne. Here we go. There you go. Fly safe data occupied. Okay. Yeah, comes up pretty quick, I will say. But yeah, you hit the connection guides. Like, yeah. Okay, camera view, controller type. Yeah. Using that right there. Okay. Into the remote controller. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I don't have to really worry about that. Camera view. There you go. Confirm. Yes, I agree to assume all full liability. I pretty much fly with the liability all the time because of the fact that I've already paid for the club membership out here. So, all right, we are up to 25 satellites. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about these goggles is the fact they don't hug your eyes. All right. Essentially, the area up and around your, the side of your eyes, it seems to kind of have that problem where it's letting light in. So, but all right. That's the record button. Okay. Alright, let me just go ahead and put it into a basic hover here. Yeah, look at that. It's awesome. 4 feet. Now this is normal mode. pretty typical. Okay, now picking the collision avoidance up. Okay, there we go. Well, I'll show you in another video, I guess. Let's see how well this thing works here. God, man, this video is awesome here. Okay. Yeah, I guess with a sport mode, it really does kind of enhance it, but yeah, 50, 60 mile an hour. Yep. Yeah, they're right, about 60 miles an hour. Oh man, this thing is a lot of fun. As soon as you hit that, yeah, it sees the bluff up there. Oh yeah. Now, problem with manual mode right now is the fact that I don't really have the sticks set up the way I like them, so. Yeah, I'll try manual mode just for a little bit here. Okay, so you have to actually activate normal mode. All right. Such a cinematic approach here. Yep. So I guess when you want to basically climb a little bit, it slows you down. There we go. And what exactly is that? Man, that video is so crisp and clear on this crazy thing. Just do some simple going through the trail. Wow. Try some orbits here. Keep an eye on my battery level too, because definitely have a lot of fun with this crazy thing. There we go. Ah, collision avoidance. Okay. Came close to the hill, so yeah, you go above 20 feet, then it allows you to speed up. Okay. Oh, there's the button for sport mode. So collision avoidance off. All right. So basically, it allows crash mode in here. We'll say it climbs in a hurry. Well, about 100 feet. Battery level hit. That's it. Return to home. Oh, come on. Oh, that's pretty darn cool. Come on, plan. That, folks, is right out of the box. All right, day 2. Basically bringing it out to Fort Nugent. It was about the 3rd day of actually flying it. Now I've gone through and I've actually set up this thing for manual mode. This way I can kind of see the relationship between flying my regular printed quad where I was flying in manual mode all the time, and this one right here, which had just got set up completely to where at least now I can go ahead and fly it basically unlimited, just the way everybody else has been showing. What's really interesting is all those videos I'm showing, it seems like a lot of people are using this quad, especially when it was first released, and paying $1,300 for it to learn how to fly air mode. And I'm kind of thinking that's an aggressive learning curve. I'm seeing so many people crashing them. Oh, like, man, why don't they spend it on something a little bit cheaper, go out, beat the hell out of it, and then get on to something like this and truly enjoy the characteristics of it. I'm very curious to see how well it's going to handle between my other quad and this one right here, to see the differences. Plus I'm still getting used to the controls up here. I want to go ahead and explore all the possibilities, but see how smooth the flying can be for when you actually get it into flying air mode up and down the field. I'm usually wanting to kind of be a little bit smoother. I'm not the aggressive race around the course type most of the time, because I'm not really wanting to get it in and out of hoops and accidentally, you know, bust an arm off. I'm not quite sure how strong these are, but from what I've seen, a lot of people have had success with them. They seem to be able to tear them up and still walk away with it. So, all right, let's go ahead and get this thing started. Oh, there it goes. So you have to move the cursor to the green line before it'll even activate. Man, that's pretty interesting. Interesting. Oh, let's do power loops. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, it definitely eats up the battery quite a bit. Alright, I'll do a high-speed run here. It was doing some 75 miles an hour. Not bad. Well, it really does eat up the battery quite a bit though. Damn. Yeah, I could have a lot of fun with the manual mode in this one here. Love the fact that it's keeping track of how high the quad is above the ground. There we go. %. All right. I'm going to try and keep from burning up the battery here. flip it back into manual mode just to make sure it'll land correctly. Otherwise it bumps one side and it ends up flipping over and turns into a lawnmower. Okay, so if that's the worst that happened to it, then that'll be fine. There it goes. Just had to reset it. Okay, yeah, little things you kind of learn about this thing. So if that's the worst that happens to it, then I'm pretty happy with it. It seems to fly really nice in manual mode. But your typical racer, they definitely want to take and bump up the settings on this. It's designed to be very, very smooth from what I'm seeing. It's not overly aggressive. And it makes it a lot of fun to just come out here and do some smooth air mode acrobatics with. So, all right. But yeah, if that's the worst that ever happened, let me see if it'll let it take off. Then I can go ahead and see if it's going to get into manual mode. So, okay, good. All 4 motors are going. Okay, so if I switch it back to sport mode, normal mode, there we go. Now it's made for cinematics. Alright, there we go. I think I like having the soft sticks anyways. Alright, I got a mess to clean up, so alright.